It's the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here. Welcome, everybody. We have the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great, in some minds, Kenny the Jet Smith. And it is Raptor basketball tonight as the Toronto Raptors go up against the Detroit Pistons. Well, it was Detroit winning their last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee. This is their third meeting of the season with this team. They've won every game thus far and can seal their edge with a win here. And as we continue to move toward the end of the year, some teams have already positioned themselves well for the playoffs. Kenny, what's their strategy moving forward?
Well, you want to keep winning because, want to keep momentum going into the playoffs. A lot of teams rest players towards this thing, but you need to have momentum going into the playoffs.
This is your last chance to fine-tune your lineups in the regular season. You want to be healthy heading into the playoffs, so don't be messing around, coaches.
That'll do it for now. About ready for the tip as we toss it over to Kevin Harlan.
It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Toronto Raptors today. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. You look at Detroit. They're one of the top flight teams in the league with the second best record in the Eastern Conference.
And I think for the Pistons, they must have reached every goal they set for themselves this season. For them to be this high in the standings this late in the season, what an accomplishment.
It really has been amazing. Everyone just kept waiting for them to fade, and it never happened.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, DeMar DeRozan is a great dribble penetrator, but three-pointers are not his focus. He said, I feel like I can get to the basket at will, so it feels like settling. Instead, I could have gotten fouled, got free throws, or an easier shot. I'm not discrediting the three-pointer at all. I know I can shoot it. I just don't. Kevin?
And three-pointers certainly on the rise. We'll see if he sticks to his guns. DA, thank you. And Steve, both these teams are playing at a high level, filling up that win column. Something's got to give.
Yeah, usually when both teams evenly match in a game, usually the team that doesn't turn it over has the better chance. You want to have more possessions. Hey, gentlemen, ready?
So Detroit will get the first possession. So let's take a look at the Toronto Raptors starting lineup. Carroll and Patterson in at the small and power forward. The explosive pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the backcourt. And it's Valanciunas in at the center position. Here's Drummond. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
And you can see one team is working hard on the glass, and the other not.
Detroit shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. On defense, Detroit. It's a three-point game. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And they ran their offense nearly to perfection in that one. Very few possessions were wasted.
That's what you hope to see every game. When it all comes together like that, it's really fun to watch.
Now Prez, following the three-point attempt by DeRozan. Caldwell Pope dishes to Prez. Fades. That one, no good. And the Raptors with the ball. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Their percentage from long range in that game was off the charts. It seemed like anytime the fans got a little hostile, they just started to take it up a notch from beyond.
Yeah, they really fed off that energy and used it as motivation. They really poured it in from outside in that one.
Jackson kicks to Morris. At the elbow, Prez. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
Only 1 of 4 to start, looking to find that rhythm.
Outside Lowry. Wants to get it to DeRozan and does.
What a look from Lowry. Just knew he would be open.
So it's Detroit now. It's a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Prez with the screen for Caldwell Pope. Prez passes to Morris. The feed now to Prez. Clock at 4. Detroit, no good that time either.
To me, that's just a loss of focus. He was wide open from one of his favorite spots.
Carroll, no one around him. No good from outside. The Pistons have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Prez kicks to Jackson. And it's Prez, top of the key. Pistons passing it around. It's stolen by Valanciunas. And Lowry has it in the corner. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Lowry's got his first 3 points of the game.
Lowry gets more and more comfortable launching threes the longer he's in the league.
Prez with the screen for Caldwell Pope. Nice D from Valanciunas.
Okay, that lay-in. He's tricky, but the defense was just too tight on him.
Rosen dishes to Carroll. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Yeah, it looks like he got to that shot just after it reached its apex. Those can be tough ones to gauge.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Raptors last season introducing a new logo, new jerseys, revamped colors to go with their new motto, We the North. It seemed to have captured, Steve, the spirit of his fan base.
Yeah, I think some teams like the Brooklyn Nets, they put Brooklyn across the front of all their jerseys, home or away. The Raptors, they like to keep that on the front of their jersey. They want to represent not just Toronto, but the whole country.
No good from Valanciunas.
Tell you what, the defense got lucky there because you know he can hit it from mid-range. Mix up defensively, left him wide open from mid-range. That's a shot he needs to hit.
Now here's DeRozan. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
He did a great job distributing the ball to his guys, too. He got everyone involved.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Caldwell Pope passes to Prez. He dishes it to Morris. There's the three. Another miss by Caldwell Pope.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the three ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against him.
Now here's Carroll. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Pistons trailed by 5. Outside for Caldwell Pope. Nailed from three-point land. Caldwell Pope's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Let's go, hustle up. We've got to improve our offensive execution, gentlemen. Feels like we have a hand in our face every time we shoot the ball.
How about that? I guess that's something you always dream about when you get that kind of a chance to be drafted that high, nationally known player.
But I think also for me, getting a chance to send my mom and dad on a special trip. That was one of those. It wasn't the first, but it was special.
Good for you. And here's Lowry, following the three-pointer from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Over to the wing. Here's Patterson. And again, Toronto no up.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Prez kicks to Caldwell-Pope. Prez with the screen for Caldwell-Pope. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Here's Lowry, and it's Carroll in the corner. Good on the three-point shot. Carroll's got 6.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
Jackson kicks to Morris. Here's Prez. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
And to Prez, it doesn't matter if the D is there. He's burying the shot in their faces no matter what.
Here's Valanciunas. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Pistons trailed by 5. Jackson kicks to Morris. Prez with the screen for Morris. And stolen by Patterson. Back to Carroll. Shoots a 3. It drops for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
All right, bring it in. Let's talk, gentlemen. Look, I'm fine with our defensive effort.
He can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, he has to get his offense moving again. It hasn't been bad, but it could be much better.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Hill, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Harris comes in for Marcus Morris. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Caldwell Pope. And it's Ish Smith in for Reggie Jackson.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
Now here is Dellavedova. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. The lead pushed to double digits. Joseph's got his first 2 points.
And a huge lead here early to start.
The game plan is working to perfection so far. Didn't take them any time to get into rhythm.
Here's Prez. He picked up 21 points in their last win against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
He was a shot-blocking nightmare out there. 4 blocks on the game and some alter shots as well.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And really, guys, his percentage from the line at 70 isn't quite up to snuff.
No good on the free throw.
And Prez is just brilliant. Just has such remarkable initiative and moves well without the ball.
He hits the second from the line. We've got 1:18 left in the first quarter of the game. Joseph dishes to Powell. Down low. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
And who needs to warm up? They didn't. Valanciunas, he'll show you flashes of dominance, and then sometimes you can't find. And clearly the potential is there for him, and he feels consistently on the verge of breaking out.
Now here's Prez. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Here's Hill. And Hill throws it down.
And terrific passing by Prez. So skilled at moving the ball around the floor.
For Valanciunas, it isn't like his numbers aren't productive. He's come close to averaging a double-double for quite some time. You were talking about this the other day, Steve, but you just know that he can be so much more.
Yeah, sometimes it takes longer for big guys to develop. You have to be patient with a guy like Valanciunas. He's been in the league for a while now, but remember, he's still only 24 years old.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Here's Dellavedova. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Valanciunas, a stupendous finish in traffic. And the Raptors lead by 11.
That's where Valanciunas is a handful, inside and on the block.
Smith the pass to Prez. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. It's the Raptors up 11. And recently we sat down with Prez.
Oh, look, man, I'm not really focused on the future right now. You know, there's all this talk about what's going to happen to this team during the offseason, but look, I'm just focused on winning and being the best teammate I can be. You know, everything else will fall into place later.
Sounds like he hasn't ruled out the possibility of Detroit ends up going with the new group. And Toronto will go for a different look here. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Patterson. Damari Carroll comes in for Norman Powell. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Corey Joseph. So for Toronto right now, The explosive pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the backcourt. Jamari Carroll is out there with Jared Sullinger. And it's Valanciunas in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And Perez just rocking the rim on that one. He is an outstanding dunker.
To the paint, here's Sullinger, and you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Fantastic pass to connect with his teammate on the move.
And with today's training methods, Steve, today's players probably better conditioned than ever before. But Smitty, who would you say are the most athletic players in the NBA?
I think come to mind is LeBron James, DeAndre Jordan, Zach LaVine, Blake Griffin. But that Russell Westbrook, he's one of those guys, it's a different type of athleticism. It's with force as well. I think he can win a whole bunch of medals.
He could. Torque comes to mind too when I think of Russell's game. I also think Kawhi Leonard might be in that conversation.
Andrew Wiggins.
Yes, Wiggins. Another one. Exactly. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Prez in their last game against the Bucks was tremendous. He finished with 21 points and was really dynamic, doing a great job of finding his teammates and playing tough defense at the other end. He put up great numbers in a terrific effort. It's not a game that anyone wanted to miss, and he'll be looking for a repeat performance tonight, Kevin.
Okay, Dave, thanks. Any chance we see him top that performance right here tonight?
You know, I can't imagine he'd be able to pull off that kind of an outing 2 games in a row. But, hey, that's what the truly great ones are capable of doing.
The great ones do it night in and night out. So far, he's doing it in this stretch run.
Second shot opportunity. Sullinger, no good. Pistons trailed by 13. Prez kicks to Caldwell Pope. Toronto grabs the miss. Valanciunas has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Sullinger with the bucket. Sullinger's got 4 points.
Here, guys, hustle up. Let's talk. Look, I'm fine.
That's far too relaxed.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Sullinger. Detroit's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. That's good from Prez on the assist by Caldwell Pope. And that's now 10 points for Prez. Lowry kicks to Carroll. And the call will be against Prez. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
Jamari Carroll, the Alabama product, pretty much a specialist when you start talking about a guy on the defensive end. Now you have to add to his repertoire a guy that can knock down the 3-ball.
Jackson against Lowry. Jackson dishes to Prez. And a hard slam there from Prez to finish off the play.
And that's the athleticism that had him so highly touted coming into the league.
Here's Lowry. No good off the back of the rim.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Passes to Prez. Back to Jackson. The 3. The shot that time, not on target. And Toronto will come the other way. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Well, the one thing we know about Lowry, he isn't afraid of the big moment, for better or for worse. And Steve, when there is a game-deciding possession, he makes sure to either take the shot or certainly be active in the play.
What you love about Kyle Lowry is that he has a short memory. A bad play or missed shot does not deter him. He comes right back figuring he can make the next play, and he makes a lot of big shots for his team.
The Raptors making a switch here. Powell's checked in. Lowry kicks to Dellavedova. Fades back. And the shot falls short this time.
And the fadeaway was the only option he had on that one. Defender there all over.
Inside, Drummond. Pistons passing it around. Prez, no good. Raptors leading by 10. Now Lowry A 32-point game for him in the win against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
And don't forget his unbelievable steal total in that game. I mean, almost to the point they didn't want to bring the ball up the floor.
That's a 2 from Dellavedova. That misses, would have counted had it gone in. And we finished one half of basketball. Raptors lead by 10. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Kyle, a good first half for you all. How do you continue that for the rest of the game?
We got to come out with our energy. We got to come out and play our game and keep going out there and pushing. Our defense and everybody's rotating, so we're playing together right now.
We'll see if you stay connected in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
All right, come on, guys. Shake it off. Listen up. We need to get tough and stop Lowry from taking over this game. It is imperative that we take him out of his comfort zone. I want us to deny him the basketball, work hard, and stay on top of him. We can still win this game. Defense, fellas. Let's go.
The second half just about to get going here. We're seeing a tremendous game from Prez.
Just a dominating performance in the post by him so far, just tearing them to shreds when he gets it inside.
His confidence is riding high, and no one wants any part of him down there. He has really served up a commanding performance here today.
Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Prez out there with Marcus Morris, and it's Drummond in at the center. That's the group for Detroit right now. And it's DeRozan missing.
The defense knows he loves that in-between area and closed out fast.
Here's Caldwell Pope. No good with the triple.
Right now, he's trying to find the mark. Unfortunately, he's starting to feel a little bit desperate. His shot's been inconsistent tonight, but teammates are picking up the slack, keeping them ahead in the score.
Prez with the screen for Jackson. And Drummond kicks to Prez. And stolen by Patterson. Lowry against Jackson. Lowry passes to Carroll. Valanciunas in the high post. Lowry kicks to Carroll. Misses the three.
3 straight misses to start the third period. Still trying to find that rhythm.
And the call will be against Prez. And that'll be his third foul so far. Tobias Harris is checked in for the Pistons. Stanley Johnson comes in for Caldwell Pope.
Dwayne Casey's one of those guys. Watching him coaching his Raptors, he has passion on the sideline. He works extremely hard. He's such a competitor, pacing up and down the sideline. Dwayne Casey is a hard worker.
A shot by Lowry. Wide open. Buries it from three-point range. Lowry's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Raptors. Pistons trail by 13. Feeds it to Prez. Prez with the screen for Harris. Inside. Here's Drummond. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Here's DeRozan. And the Raptors hit again from deep. And Steve Casey has made hard work. Come
on, let's go. Listen up. We need to get tough and stop Lowry from taking over.
That's his mantra, and that's what he lives by.
A different look here for Detroit. Hill comes in for Drummond. And it's Ish Smith in for Reggie Jackson. The Raptors also with a sub. Joseph's checked in. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. Detroit with the ball. Still looking for their first bucket of the second half. Johnson wide open. He fired. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
That's the shot they were looking for. After 3 straight misses coming out of the break, let's see if that sparks a rally.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. DeRozan, and again it's Toronto converting.
One of his strong points, DeMar DeRozan, is so dependable when he gets to the mid-range. He knocks those down often.
Harris outside. Back to Smith. Hill sets the screen for Smith. Baseline jumper. Harris misses.
You love the closeout on that possession.
I love it because you don't give up on the play. Just that little contest bothered his shot.
Screen by Valanciunas. Carroll for three. Kept alive. A second chance effort. No good from Valanciunas. Pistons trailed by 15. Johnson outside. Prez dishes to Johnson. There's the screen. A three ball. Another three for Detroit.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Joseph, the pass to Carroll. To the inside. Here's Valanciunas. And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant one foul.
And Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time.
Valanciunas over the last few years has always been pretty good offensively. And also now on the defensive end, he's a guy that's not a liability. He has taken large strides to improve in that area.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Powell, he's checked in for DeMar Carroll. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for DeMar DeRozan. He's off on the first. Looking at Valanciunas and his defense, he seems to be a lot more decisive in his action, Steve. Seems like a small thing, but that means so much at his level.
Yeah, Jonas is not hesitant on the rotations and charging out to the perimeter. He's playing with more confidence on the defensive end. He'll be all right. Really outstanding job by the offense to get the ball right near the bucket.
Patterson, the screen. Dellavedova kicks to Patterson. Launches it. And again, no good by Toronto.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
In the corner, Smith with it. Harris kicks to Johnson. Smith dishes to Johnson. 5 on the clock, and it's Norman Powell with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. There's 25 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Lowry kicks to Sullinger. Takes it from 10. And too long on the shot. Pistons trail by 9.
They'll probably let the clock wind down here.
I think you're right, but so often we see teams who aren't thinking about it.
For Detroit, they have missed a few free throws up to this point, shooting 4-7 from the foul line tonight.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Outside DeRozan. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we've reached the end of the third. And from the most recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Dwayne Casey.
But man, we got to get down and get engaged at the other end. All right, be precise, send the ball to the screen, come across the screen, focus on the defensive end. Let's go.
There you hear Dwayne Casey asking for more precision on offense and more attention to detail on defense.
Yeah, carry out your assignments on both ends. Do the little things that ultimately make a big difference in the outcome of a game.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. DeRozan out there with DeMar Carroll. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. Then there's Lowry. And it's Valanciunas in its center, locking down the middle.
And how about the precision there of Prez, keeping his balance and getting the shot off despite the obvious contact.
First personal foul, team's first.
Toronto leading by 6. Dellavedova with the ball to the inside. Got a piece of it. Now here's Prez. Carroll covering. Prez no good. And for the Raptors, they're shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Carroll up top. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got his 4th assist in this one. And, well, Detroit shooting 43% from the field. Jackson passes to Prez, and there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Morris against DeRozan. Prez kicks to Jackson. Tries it from the top of the key.
You can see on plays like that just how hard it can be to shake Lowry off you.
Raptors with the lead. And here is Dellavedova. Pass to Valanciunas. Knocked loose. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Morris dishes to Prez. Outside Jackson. Final quarter of play, about 1.5 minutes off the clock into it. From 13, Jackson missing again.
He just looks uncomfortable offensively, really over the course of the whole game, and is killing his team.
Here's DeRozan. Good for basket number 6 from him in the contest. He's shooting 6 for 12.
Look how comfortable he is today shooting the basketball. You can tell DeRozan is feeling it.
Now here's Prez. Carroll covering. Morris passes to Prez and finish off by Prez.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Right, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Not only does that dunk help in cutting into this lead, but it gives this team a real confidence boost, too.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Jackson kicks to Prez. Here's Drummond. And Valanciunas pulls it down. Valanciunas has got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Here's Carroll. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Morris dishes to Jackson. To the middle. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Carroll's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Outside Lowry. Now the dish to Carroll. Offline with his 3.
This is the guy who had 3 threes in the first half. Since then, still waiting on number 4.
Detroit, no good that time either. Toronto leading by 10. And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. Detroit making a switch here. Harris is checked in, and the Raptors also making a change. Patterson's checked in. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the 4th quarter.
Is it me, or does it just feel like he gets every rebound that comes up?
No, it's felt like that all game. He is just aggressive and finds ways to snag rebounds out of thin air sometimes.
Pulls up on the wing. Offensive rebound. Drummond. And the shot is good. Drummond's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Pistons.
He's a great offensive rebounder, and he showed it.
Lowry passes to DeRozan. Patterson, the screen. Off the screen. DeRozan's shot is good. DeRozan's got 11 in the 2nd half. Puts it up from 17. Prez, no good. Toronto leading by 10. Lowry dishes to Patterson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got his 7th assist here tonight. Steve, we see so many former players taking over as first-time head coaches. I know you enjoy coaching your son's team. Any thought about coaching in college or pro basketball someday?
What I would love to coach at Michigan State University, my alma mater. But also, there's this other school, Kevin, I'm going to bring you on as my assistant coach. Me and you at Pepperdine in Malibu. That'll be fantastic.
How beautiful is that campus?
So those are my two places I want to coach.
We now know your priorities.
Yeah.
We now have your priorities very, very much in tune. With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Drummond.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Screen by Valanciunas. And Patterson kicks to DeRozan. The shot missing. Caldwell Pope with some nice D. Here are the Pistons with the ball. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Misses the wing J. And Patterson kicks to DeRozan. He feeds it to Carroll. From deep. Another shot. Good D by Drummond. The Pistons shooting in this fourth quarter pretty dire at 27%. Caldwell Pope passes to Jackson. Prez dishes to Drummond. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Timeout. We're all in, fellas. Let's go. This is it. Do not take your foot off the gas pedal now, gentlemen. It's all about who wants it more. We've got to shut them down. I need everything you've got on the defensive end. When they go to set a pick, be ready to fight through it and trust each other out there, fellas.
That plays a role now with a lot of these teams and how they draft, how they make a roster.
Yeah, totally, Kevin, because on the defensive end, you have a lot of these guys that can switch. I remember playing against Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. They were so long out front. It helps and makes a difference.
But your arm span is long. That had to play a role.
Not bad.
Oh, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
He just can't miss from the line right now. He is the guy you want taking those shots.
Now, here's Lowry. Patterson, the screen. And it's DeRozan at the elbow. And two free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one on Caldwell Pope.
Well, with how great DeMar DeRozan is at scoring, you know he's going to get to the line a few times every game.
Good on both. Pistons trailed by 11. The drive by Jackson. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Jackson's got 4 points this quarter.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. A baseline J. DeRozan can't get that one to fall. Pistons shooting 40% from the field. Down low, here's Caldwell Pope. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Lowry kicks to Patterson. We've got 1:18 left in the fourth quarter. Shot clock at 6. Here's Valanciunas. 11 feet out, and he hits it. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 17 rebounds. It's stolen by Lowry. Dishes to DeRozan. To the paint. Here's Patterson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Patterson walking contact inside. He's looking to get to the line down there.
So the first one drops, and that'll push the lead to double digits. And he is unable to get the second one. Caldwell Pope passes to Prez. A three-pointer, no good.
I like the aggressiveness. What I don't like is the lack of efficiency.
Outside Lowry. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
Wow, embarrassing error in judgment. Gives up the possession without a fight.
And a different look here for the Pistons. John Lure, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Bielitsa comes in for Harris. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And Toronto will go for a different look here. Sullinger's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Norman Powell comes in for DeMar Carroll. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry. Back to Powell. Sullinger the screen. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
Bring it in, guys. Let's shut him down now. Our execution has to be perfect from here on out, gentlemen. Understood? It's all about who wants it more. We've got to shut them down. Our defense cannot break down. Remember your assignments, move your feet, get your hands up, and contest the shot. Leave it all on the floor. Let's go.
Seven seconds left in the fourth. They get it back. Here's Prez. Good.
When this team needs a bucket, Prez commands the ball. That's what you want out of your leader.
And so it's Toronto winning this one. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.